The disappearance of an 84-year-old woman from her quiet home in Tucson, Arizona, has gripped the nation. Security footage captured a masked figure on her doorstep in the dead of night. Evidence points to an abduction. Every passing day raises the stakes in a search that has drawn federal resources and intense public attention. This is Update Point. Good evening, I'm Anna William. Tonight we examine the latest developments in the case of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of NBC's Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. What began as a routine family evening has evolved into a major investigation involving the FBI, local authorities, and now statements from the highest levels of government. We bring you the facts as they stand in this ongoing story. Before we start, wherever you're watching or listening from, drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe to the channel. Today we'll continue this conversation in the comments and respond to your questions. Let's begin with the timeline of events that has unfolded over the past few weeks. On the evening of January 31st, Nancy Guthrie, a longtime resident of the Tucson area in Arizona, spent time with family members at a dinner gathering. Family members drove her back to her home afterward, dropping her off safely around 9:45 p.m. That was the last confirmed sighting of her by those closest to her. The following morning, February 1st, concerned relatives reported her missing when they could not reach her, and checks at the residence raised alarms. Authorities from the Pima County Sheriff's Department responded quickly. Early assessments indicated that Nancy Guthrie, who faced significant mobility limitations due to her age and health, would not have been able to leave the property on her own. Investigators concluded almost immediately that this was not a voluntary departure. Instead, evidence suggested she had been taken against her will. The case was classified as a possible kidnapping or abduction, prompting involvement from federal agents. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence emerged from the home's own security system. Doorbell camera footage, originally from a Nest device, captured images of an individual approaching the front porch in the early hours surrounding her disappearance. The person wore a ski mask to conceal their face, along with gloves, long pants, a jacket, and what appeared to be a handgun holster visible at their side. The figure seemed to tamper with the camera itself, possibly in an attempt to disable or obscure recording capabilities. Surveillance video released by the FBI showed this individual moving deliberately, head lowered, using nearby shrubbery for partial cover as they lingered at the door. The FBI conducted a detailed forensic review of that footage. From measurements and proportions visible in the images, agents determined the suspect is a male between approximately 5 feet 9 inches and 5 feet 10 inches tall, with an average build. He carried a distinctive black backpack, a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack, a model sold exclusively through Walmart stores. This detail has become a focal point for investigators, who are now working directly with Walmart management to trace potential purchases, review transaction records, and identify anyone who may have bought similar gear in the relevant timeframe. Additional evidence surfaced when a glove was discovered roughly 2 miles from the Guthrie residence. Forensic examination indicated that this glove visually matched those worn by the figure in the doorbell video. More significantly, it contained traces of male DNA. That sample is now undergoing rigorous testing and comparison against national databases, including CODIS, in hopes of generating a match that could identify the individual responsible. The investigation has moved methodically. Authorities have followed thousands of tips from the public following the release of the surveillance images. Neighbors in the Catalina foothills area and surrounding neighborhoods have been asked to review their own security footage from the overnight hours of January 31st into February 1st for any unusual vehicles, individuals, or activity. Door-to-door canvassing has continued, and search efforts have extended into nearby desert terrain. Though no confirmed sightings of Nancy Guthrie have emerged, blood evidence was reported on the front porch of the home, further supporting the conclusion that violence or force occurred during the incident. Purported ransom communications have circulated, including notes sent to media outlets demanding payment in cryptocurrency, with deadlines that have since passed without resolution or contact directly to the family. Investigators have treated these as part of the broader inquiry, but have not confirmed their authenticity or connection to the perpetrator. We will keep following this story closely and bring you updates as they become available. For now, the search continues across Arizona's desert landscape and through every available investigative avenue. In other news drawing national concern, a heartbreaking incident unfolded in Las Vegas over the weekend. An 11-year-old girl and her mother were found deceased in a hotel room at the Rio Hotel and Casino near the Strip. The pair had traveled from Utah to participate in a cheer competition. When they failed to appear for scheduled events and could not be reached, a welfare check was requested. Authorities discovered both victims inside the room, leading to a determination of apparent murder-suicide. The mother, in her mid-30s, is believed to have shot her daughter before turning the firearm on herself. Court records indicate a prolonged and contentious custody dispute had preceded the tragedy. This case has prompted reflection on the pressures within competitive youth activities and the strains of family legal battles. Separately, discussions in Washington face delays over funding for the Department of Homeland Security. Points of contention include proposed restrictions on facial coverings or masks for agents during certain operations, with lawmakers divided on security, identification, and policy implications. We will have more on these stories and others as they develop. Thank you for staying with us through every detail of this developing story and the broader headlines shaping our world right now. Your attention and thoughtful engagement here on Update Point mean a great deal. It's viewers like you, Eliza, who keep these important conversations alive and meaningful. Thank you for joining us on Update Point. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we will see you next time. Good night.